All right, we've made it. We're at the final project of the quarter or the semester, depending on how you look at it. So let's talk about how you're going to do this great app challenge. So first off, this introduction video is right there. I'd encourage you to watch this. Oh, look, there it is. You're watching it as we're making it. That's how crazy it is. We're going to go into our great app challenge, and you're going to be opening up this document. Probably has your name next to it because that's how I set it up. So it says, "Are you ready?" If you're not, too bad. So remember, our whole unit project was this. A local computer technology organization is interested in creating an educational outreach program that teaches people how mobile apps can help solve real life problems like problems that relate to yourself or your family or the community. And they're going to need your help to create those apps that they can use as examples. So, they want you to use your creativity to design and create a mobile app that solves problems that are important to you, that are important to your family, or they're important to your community. So the app you and your classmates create will be used by this organization to showcase the power of creating mobile apps to help solve problems. So before you start, you're going to have to do a few different reflection pieces. There's really two things that are going to be collected with this project: this document and your final app. And that's what we're going to go through for this project. So this document has a bunch of different questions that I want you to go through because I don't want you to just start building your app. I want you to build on it. Okay. So first thing it says is list out the skills you've learned. Tell me everything that you've learned how to do in this course. And then tell me a couple things that maybe you haven't learned. I expect at least three things. Okay. At least three things that you haven't learned yet that you want to use. Then, once you determine that problem, it's time to work out and address what kind of app you're going to want to create. So, I have a bunch of these questions here, which you don't have to respond to typing them. You just have to think about them. The questions are going to help guide you to this, to create your top 10 app list. So, I want you to create a list. I basically want you to think of 10 different apps that you could create that fall under one of these categories. And then down here, you're going to put down what kind of app you want to create and what category it falls in. For example, I would think that I'd want to create a fitness app. Well, that falls under health and wellness. So this is what I would actually put in the box, just like that. And I would have to find 9 more. Now, if you're struggling to find ideas, go back to Google Classroom, and here I have project suggestions. It's a list of a couple different suggestions for each one of those categories that may help you to come up with 10. But I'm sure you got plenty of ideas on your own. All right, once you have that done, then there's a checkpoint. Well, if we were in class, I would have you come show it to me. But really, just to be easy on you and not overwhelm you, I'm just going to be looking for this document to be turned in as a whole when you are completed. And you can turn that in right here under the Great App Challenge. You'll just turn it in like you would a document. There's just one other thing, and we'll get to that. There's just one other thing I'm going to want you to submit with it. Okay. So then you move on, you're going to create a design brief. Like every other project we ever do, we always have a design brief to kind of make sure we're aware of what we're wanting to do. This kind of narrows down your thoughts a little more about who it's going to help, what the problem is that you're trying to solve, how you're going to justify this app, and then what are some of the basic requirements that you want to make sure are included in your app. So really just have to replace the yellow things. And again, I'm looking for full sentences or 2 to 3 sentences. The bullet points, 3 to 5 things that you're going to include in your app. My app is going to include several different buttons. My app is going to include a list. My app is going to include a spinner, choices, whatever it is, a timer. Put those things down that you think you're going to use. At that point, then you can kind of pause and reflect on what you've done. Then there's the narrowing the focus. And really, this is, I want you to read through this. I'm kind of going through quickly because I want you to read through it. But really, it's time for you to narrow down your focus of the 10 apps you had down to maybe 2. This is where, in normal situations, I tell you can work with a partner. Now, you could possibly work with a partner if you can email me and let me know who your partner is and how you're going to actually properly, with social distancing, communicate with each other. And also tell me how you're going to work evenly. So each person is going to be doing the same amount of work for this app. some questions to think about for yourself, mostly because there's really not much that you're going to be able to do with a partner, but things to think about are here to help you narrow down your question. And then after you've kind of narrowed it down, you're going to give me a brief little summary. So, in your summary, tell me the design solution that you chose. So, what app are you going to create? I'm sure you came up with a name. Tell me about why you chose that app, how you came to the decision to choose that app, and then how does it work on the end user side. So, if I was the one using the app and I'm playing with it, what am I actually doing on the app to show me that I know what I'm working on? Then you get into the view layer, a couple other questions, but basically, I want you to create sketches. And this is something I'm also looking for you to share with me as well. Share with me in an email the sketches that show me what the pages look like on your computer or on your tablet. So these are the different things I want you to kind of map out as if you were building a home and you'd have to show the blueprints of what the house looks like. This is the blueprints to your app. So show me what your app looks like. You don't have to do it on this document unless you know how. Go ahead, but you can just do it on a separate paper and then share the picture with me in an email. Next then is you're making basically your event handler. So put down the different events that are going to happen in your app. So if this one says when start button clicked, tell me what happens to the app when it clicks. So I have an example here of when we made the Germ Guide app of kind of what an event handler looks like. So the first one says when I click on the measles button, what are all the things that are happening in the background in the design or in the block section? That's what I'm looking at here. So put down the different actions that you have going on in your app. And then from there, it's just building and testing your app. So start making your app at this point, and then evaluate the solution. We don't have to worry about this. It's just a feedback form. But I do encourage you to share your app if you can with someone else and have them look at it and give you some feedback about things that you could fix or improve on. Could be anyone. Could be your parents, could be your siblings, could be neighbors, whatever it is. And maybe follow these questions and ask them specifically what it is that you're looking for. So did your app function correctly? What, if anything, could be fixed? And what are some other features that people may want to look for in their app? And once you get to that point, you are done. Everything's completed. The last thing then is to evaluate your solution. I'm not going to ask for a video, not going to ask for anything more than just submitting your AIA file for other people to see. And this is how you do it. So we go back here to Google Classroom. And down here it says submitting final app. There's going to be a Google form I expect you to fill out, just some conclusion questions to wrap up the class. And then the other thing that you have to complete is the shared file. So if you click on this, it will take you to your shared file for all the different app creator classes. And you have block 1, block 3, and block 5. Pick your appropriate block. This document here, if you open it, will help you step by step to figure out how to take your app from maybe your Chromebook all the way to putting it into the shared folder. Okay? If you have a desktop or a PC or something at home, it may look a little different. I would encourage you to hop on and talk with me on the Google Meet, and I can walk you through it if you struggle. I'm sure you can figure it out, though. If you want to look at previous apps that people have made the entire year, you can go ahead and click on past AIA files, and you can look at the names and then open them if you want. So all you got to do is click on the app, and then once you have it there, let me move my screen, you click download. And then from there, you can open it up on MIT App Inventor, and you can actually test out other people's apps. Import project. You can import the other person's app, pull out your tablet or your phone, and test them. And 7th graders, remember, you have the opportunity to open up MIT App Inventor as an app on your computer and try it out. You can see what other people came up with. So that's kind of cool. It's an option you have there. But basically, I'm going to be looking for this to be completed and turned in on the shared folder, your final app, and then this document is turned in up here in the Great App Challenge. And then all I ask you to do is finally do the conclusion. So I'm going to say, and you're going to follow your learning calendar, but really what we're looking for is this to be done by, I would say, that last week of school. I'm going to put it in the learning calendar. I think it's going to be the 20th that I expect it to be done by. So you'll have some time to work on this. I won't have any individual check-ins that you have to do like other projects. It's just simply going to be turn this into me, the three things: your Google form, your actual file, and this document. And that's it. All right. If you got any questions, see me on Google Meet. I can help you with things. Talk with friends, talk with family. This is a challenge because you're not going to be given a video to follow, or you're not going to be given step-by-steps to follow. You have to create the app that you think you can make. So that's what I got for you. We'll talk to you later.